What's up, fellas? It's Colby, OnX Outdoors. Today I'm going to do a how-to video on how to install this light bar that we got sent by Can-Am Outdoors. They hooked us up with the Cyclops light bar. This is a 21.5 inch. Pretty sweet. Heard a lot of good things about them. We're excited to run them this year. They sent us 3 of them, so we're each going to put one on one of our machines and see how they do throughout the hunting season. So I'm going to mount mine on my Can-Am Outlander, this 4-wheeler. I think I'll be using it quite a bit this season, so I wanted to get a good light bar on it. I'm really excited to try the Cyclops out. So in this video, I'll kind of go through the tools that you need, and then at the end, I kind of want to do a little bit of a review, take it for a cruise down the road and see how bright this light bar is. So just going to kind of go over some of the stuff you'll need to do this. Pretty simple. Let me throw this up here as well, though, because they did also send us the wiring harnesses. The wiring harness kit actually comes separately from the light bar. So what you see right here is what comes with the light bar itself. So it's a 21.5 inch light bar, and it comes with side mount brackets. It does not come with the brackets that mount around like bars, that style. So it only comes with the side mount. If you want to go the other route, I'm not sure what they call those, but the brackets that go around these, you have to buy those separately. So you got your 2 side mount brackets. The light bar itself is right here. Comes with 2 bolts with washers and lock washers and the nuts. These are the ones that will actually bolt down in through the machine. So you'll see here on my rack, I've got flat metal parts. That's where I'm gonna hopefully be able to attach these. And then it comes with the 2 Allen head screws, washers and lock washers that'll go into the side of this and onto the side of the light bar itself. So that's it. That's all the hardware that comes with the light bar. It's super simple. These 2 bolts are going to bolt your side brackets onto the side, and these 2 are going to mount it to whatever machine you want to mount it to. That's it. That's all you need for those. You got the rubberized dills that go on the bottom of these feet so that it helps it stay put. And then we'll be going over the wiring harness kit when I bust that open. But that's the goal today. We're going to mount that up on the front of this. This is a wheeler that I picked up that I'm excited to start using with my hunts, and we're going to get this light bar on. It's going to be sweet. So here we go. Okay, so one thing that we really try to do when we do these videos or when we talk about the stuff we use, I like to talk about the good and the bad. So one thing I'll say about the mounting brackets on this, I don't love them. Let me show you why. This was kind of a pain in the butt, but over here, you've got one of the cons to these mounting brackets for sure is right here where the bolt is, there's no room. Now don't get me, it would have been a lot easier to work with and deal with had I been able to run that bracket the other direction. That's what you do. That's the ideal way of doing it. These are reversible. You can run them to the inside or the outside. For me, with the way this rack is on this wheeler, the inside worked better. So you've got very little space to work with anyways right here. And you can obviously undo your light bar if you want and just have the bracket freely. But even if I did try that, even if you do that, you still cannot get a socket down on that. There is not enough room. Sorry, I hope you can see this. There's not enough room around the head of that bolt to get a socket over it. That drives me nuts. That kind of irritates me. So what I had to do in order to be able to tighten these down really good, and it worked, this worked fine, but it's not the ideal way. I ran a screwdriver in there. I wedged it in there between the head of the bolt and the groove of the mounting bracket, and that held the top part from spinning on me, and I was able to cinch them down underneath with a socket. Yeah, and it worked. So it's very stout. It ain't going anywhere. So now we'll be diving into the wiring harness, which this part will be a little bit of a pain, but so far it's looking pretty good. I really like on these brackets, you can loosen these up, set the angle of the light bar. If you want a little tilt up or tilt down, however you want to roll with it, you can adjust it on each side. So once I get it where I like it and it rides where I want it to, I'm gonna spin these out. I'm gonna put a little bit of Loctite in there and cinch them back down so that I don't have any movement when I'm cruising down the bumpy roads. All right, a quick video update on what I ended up doing. So originally, I've obviously got the Cyclops light bar mounted right here, and I go down, I took my power right down through here underneath this, comes in front of the front fender. And originally I had taken that power and I had just ran it all the way back and connected it to my battery terminals. And that works fine, other than the button that comes with the wiring harness on this particular wiring harness. It lights up red when the light's not on and green when it is on. And because I went straight to my battery and not through my ignition, even when my wheeler was turned off, my red light was on. And so I didn't like that. It irritates me. It's drawing juice. It's not drawing a ton of juice, but if I'm gonna do this, I felt like I really wanted to do it the right way. I don't want to be worrying about it draining my battery down. So what I ended up doing, I'll pop this right here. I was gonna tell you, I'd show you how. You just grab the nose of this and you pull straight up on it. It pops right out. So what I ended up doing was a little bit more work, a little bit trickier, but I ran all my excess in here. So, oops, sorry, covered the lens there. So the fuse box is right here. So if you blow a fuse, you can change it there. My relay's in here as well. It's all wadded up and zip locked in here. And there's just plenty of room to tuck that right there out of the road. But then I come over here and I tied in to my 12 volt like cigarette charger or cigarette lighter or whatever you want to call that, the 12 volt on the side. And so I went ahead and heat shrunk and tied in. I had the kid I bought this machine from had a winch tied in, so everything is tied in and heat shrunk. Everything, all the connections should be solid right there, and it's working as it should. So now I'm done. Everything's working on the light bar. It doesn't drain juice when the wheeler's not on. So I'm gonna go ahead and button everything back up and kind of show you guys the finished product. I still haven't mounted this button yet because I was waiting to put this plastic piece on. And I may do my button on the side. I haven't decided, because if I'm ever taking this off, I don't want to have to keep pulling the sticky off of this. I don't expect it to last a really long time. So I'll come back on as soon as I have this back together. Okay, I'm done. The project is over. I actually did it twice, because the first time I wired it all the way out to the battery and decided I didn't want to keep it that way. So let's try it out. Let's fire it up. I'll show you. I ended up just bringing my button right here, right down here on the side. So it kind of runs right through here, through the steering column. Perfect, and goes right there. So let's fire it up. So pretty hard to tell, but it's lit up red and then lit up green, so it should be on. I'll take it out tonight and show you guys how bright it is. And it is on, it is working. So I'll do a little clip tonight and show you. But we got the new Cyclops on there. Pretty pumped. I think it's going to be a sweet addition. I'll keep you guys posted. I was going to take this thing for a spin to show you how this light does, but it's starting to rain, so I'm just going to do it in the garage. Give you an idea of what it's capable of. So those are the regular headlights right there. And then here it is with the light bar. Significantly better. That thing's awesome. So it's pitch black. Boom. Pretty sweet. That's the old Cyclops right there. Looking good.